Hello students, welcome to chemistry online class. So today we will discuss a chapter called as haloalkanes and haloarenes. Haloalkanes and haloarenes. So this is the first chapter of organic chemistry in your second PU. Your second PUC first chapter of organic chemistry. Is haloalkanes and haloarenes. So haloalkane and haloarenes comes under a branch of chemistry called as organic chemistry. So here, before going to this chapter, second PU chapter, you have already studied about the term alkanes and arenes in your first PU. In your first PU, you have already studied about alkanes and arenes. So what is alkane? Alkanes are nothing but they are considered to be saturated organic compounds. Alkanes are saturated organic compounds where we can find carbon-carbon single bond between elements. So between carbon atoms, if we get a single bond, we consider it to be alkanes. Next, coming to arenes. What is the meaning of arene? Arenes are nothing but ringed structure, or we also call it as closed structure. And one of the simplest example is benzene. Benzene is the simplest example of arene. And coming to alkanes, I told you alkanes means any compound which has carbon-carbon single bond, we consider it to be alkanes. And the simplest example of alkane, we know that it is methane, CH4. So this is about alkane and arenes, which we have studied in our previous class in first PU. So alkanes are nothing but they are saturated organic compounds where we can find carbon-carbon single bonds. Arenes are ringed structure or closed structure. So this is about alkanes and arenes. So now in this chapter, what we want haloalkanes and haloarenes. That is, it is the continuation of your first PUC chapter. So now, coming to the introduction of the chapter. Coming to the introduction of the chapter, haloalkanes. Haloalkanes, it is also called as haloalkanes, is also called as alkyl halides. The other name of haloalkanes is alkyl halides. Same way, haloarenes is also called as arene halides. So So this is the another name. Coming to the introduction, the first point, haloalkanes, we also call it as alkyl halides. Haloarenes, we call it as aryl halides. So here, coming to the first concept, haloalkanes. Haloalkanes, you know what is the formula of alkane? It is CnH2n plus 2. This is what we call it as alkane. Here what we are doing, we are removing one or more than one hydrogen and we are replacing it with halo. Halo means what? Halogen. Halo means halogens. Halogen is present in our group 17 elements. Halogens are group 17 elements in our periodic table. So here I have taken alkane. The general formula of alkane is CnH2n plus 2. Now I will remove one hydrogen atom. One hydrogen atom. It is not a rule that I should remove only one hydrogen. I can remove one or more than one hydrogen atom. How much hydrogen atom I will remove, that much halogen atoms I must add. So this is alkane. I have removed one hydrogen and in its place I am adding one halogen. So I will get CnH2n plus 1x. And this is what we call it as haloalkane. And this is the general formula of haloalkane. One mark question, they will ask the general formula of haloalkane. So this is the general formula of haloalkanes. So CnH2n plus 2 alkane is getting converted to CnH2n plus 1x. Means alkane is getting converted to haloalkane. If I write a standard example, so this is the general reaction, general formulas. If I write the example, the simplest alkane is methane. Methane formula is CH4. So methane is a general example of alkane, simplest alkane. Here I am removing one hydrogen. I am removing one hydrogen atom and I am replacing it with one halogen atom. So I will get CH3. One hydrogen will come out. When CH4 gets converted into CH3 and X. So this is, we call it as halomethane. Because here instead of taking the general one, I have taken methane as example. So CH4 gets converted to CH3X, where X can be group 17 elements. Generally we prefer taking chlorine and bromine as general examples. So this is the first part of the introduction, haloalkanes. Haloalkanes is nothing but we also call it as alkyl halides. Next point, this is the general formula of alkane. What we are doing? From alkane, we are trying to produce haloalkane. How do we produce? We will remove one or more hydrogen from alkane. We will add halogen. Remove hydrogen from alkane, add halogens, we get haloalkanes. One or more hydrogen atoms can be replaced by one or more halogen atoms. And this is the example. Methane is getting converted into halomethane. So this is the introduction. Next, I think you know this concept. Always alkanes are sp3 hybridized. What that means, sp3 hybridized? It means that carbon-carbon carries single bond between them. How much ever carbon atom will be present, all the carbon atoms carries single bond. So alkanes are sp3 hybridized, that is carbon-carbon carries single bond. Same way even haloalkanes. Haloalkanes also contains sp3 hybridization between halogen atom and carbon atom. Example, I have taken CH3X. Here instead of X, I will take Cl. So I will get CH3Cl. Again, how can I write this one CH3Cl? I can write one carbon present in the center, 3 hydrogen atoms and 1 chlorine atom. And C and Cl means halogen which is attached to carbon atom is carrying a single bond. If it carries a single bond, carbon is sp3 hybridized. So this is another point which you should remember under haloalkanes.